Welcome back to Thursday Night Pro Scrims. It's Revan and Mr. X heading into map number 7 between UNiTE and Quantic Gaming. It's going to be hardpoint on the map Slums, and Mr. X, this is one of Complexity's best maps. How do you win this?
Yeah, this is one of our strongest maps from either side. You know, it's a lot like Raid from the standpoint of you don't want to go for the spawn flip right away. A lot of teams we see that they'll go for the spawn flip right away from that one side and try and hold ring. But, you know, there's so much time to be had on the middle hill that nobody really just takes the time and then pushes up as a team and takes the spawn eventually. They pretty much just push straight through the spawn. So we try and hold the ring as long as we can.
Alright, so don't worry about the spawns until you absolutely have to. Get those gunfights in the middle of the map, and you'll be golden here on Slums as Parasite, he gets taken out. Now, whenever I see two teams battle it out, it always comes down to the anchor player. If you're able to get those better spawns for your team, you allow your submachine guns to just put so much more pressure on the hardpoint, especially when it comes down to the white wall and garage hardpoint.
Yeah, those are the two most important hard points on this map, the white wall and the garage hard point. And I think a lot of teams make the mistake of challenging that bottom one too long, and they put too much importance on it, and they don't rotate back early enough. And that'll be something interesting to see during this match, to see what time the anchors for each team, Ricky and Assassin, start rotating towards the white wall to get control of spawns.
Well, it's actually all up to Assassin. Look at that mini-map. His teammates are going to try to battle through the middle of the map. Assassin, he's held on here so well. Picked up 3 kills there in the back anchor position. That allows his team to take control of the hardpoint. Now you got Flawless and Vengeance being the roaming submachine guns here. Flawless is able to find one, but they're going to break through near the middle of the map as it's going to Sensor has to defend himself here. Assassin, in the meantime, on a 4 kill spree. He's been doing a great job on the anchor position. Now that his teammates are spawning out, is this a time where they just give up on pushing?
Yeah, with 30 seconds, this is a time where you can give up on this hill, because by the time you would actually get to blue or get near the hill to make another attempted push, there's maybe 10 seconds left on the hill, so it's really pointless. But Assassin picks up streaks right there, which is pretty huge going into these next 2 hills.
Yeah, especially if he calls in the lightning strike to break this up. You could take out the players off the hard point, off the anchor position as well. I mean, you could be so useful here, but you see his teammates are actually going to push through the anchor spot. You see Flawless, he's going to be pushing through the garage along with Vengeance. Lightning strike goes and takes out Ricky, but that is it. And I'm looking at the spawns, they're still in favor of UNiTE.
Yeah, and that was a smart play. A lot of the team's anchors currently on this hills are playing inside of garage, which helps avoid getting killed by score streaks. But right there, he could have centered his streaks on the junk hill or white wall, and then his team could have pushed all the way through to flip spawns that way.
You know, I think he used it maybe a bit too early. As soon as that hard point was ending, he called it right away. But if he's still hanging back over near the bottom lot hard point, then, you know, he's actually blocking off those spawns for the enemy team.
Right, that's the one thing I see a lot. It's just the misuse of streaks. And I think if he would have pushed up and waited until his teammates got in position to make a push and then called in those streaks and they could have flooded the blue street, you could see a change of spawn right there.
Now, in the meantime, it's going to be UNiTE holding on to these spawns, holding on to the hardpoint time. Parasite, he's on a 5 kill streak, but it looks like he might get taken out here. Never mind, as Quantic, they're just going to ignore him. But Parasite, he's an important kill to make because he's the one close to a Hellstorm missile and a lightning strike for UNiTE Gaming, and he's going to find 2 kills here. Can he get the second? Yes, he can. Earns himself the lightning strike. Now working towards the death machine as well as he makes his way inside the garage hardpoint. Doesn't get those captured points, but he's going to hang around near this area. Actually, he's going to go near the graveyard, and he gets cleaned up.
Yeah, and that's one thing I was going to point out here is you see the importance of spawns for the white wall hill and the garage hill. That UNiTE got to the spawns first, they held them, and they got a full 60 on the white wall hill, and then almost 30 full seconds right here at the start of the garage hill.
Not only that, they got more points on the white wall hard point, despite Quantic having score string control at that moment in time. So that's a huge play coming from UNiTE as they secure themselves around a 60-point lead. They're going to blow up the car inside the garage. Now I'm looking at the mini-map. Quantic, they've completely given up here. They're going to test their luck at holding down the middle hard point. But UNiTE, they got streaks to work with here. You got Parasite. He's got a lightning strike and a Hellstorm. I expect him to use that Hellstorm here rather soon.
Right, I think you're going to see Parasite wait till his team gets near blue, and then he's going to call in a streak so they can push through, flip the spawns, and then take the hill, which streak use for the second rotation of these hills is huge to get the spawns.
And it's all about your teamwork here as he calls in the Hellstorm, and so you see his teammates. They're going to flood through the blue side of the map. Embos, he's going to lead the way along with his teammate Nameless right at his side, so they take control of the hard point now. They're going to get themselves some time. You see Quantic, they're going to try pushing up through the middle and brick side of the map. Now, which part of the map do you want to hold down more on the middle side? Do you want to kind of hold bricks, or are you more worried about pushing through blue?
I'm more worried about pushing through blue, to be honest, because if they get to brick side, it's very easy for them to almost spawn themselves out by pushing too far, because one of the spawns is garage for your team at that point. But if you look at it from this perspective, is that UNiTE really doesn't have to push up here. Parasite still has a lightning strike to break this next one, and although I don't like the use of the lightning strike for this bottom hill, I think that you can almost put the game away or make it a very comfortable game if you can get full time on this next hill.
Yeah, especially if your teammates are in a position to get some more score streaks. Definitely calling that lightning strike, but I agree with you there. I never like when people use score streaks on this bottom lap hardpoint, but amazing anchoring by Flawless there. He's just letting players run by him, trying to stay alive as long as he can. He's eventually cleaned up by Ricky, who's on your screen now, still has a Hellstorm to work with, but UNiTE Gaming, they didn't even need score streaks. They were able to break it with their gun skill alone. Now you got Nameless, he's heating up, he's got the hot hand. Let's switch over to him, and he also has score streaks to work with.
Yeah, and it's also important that Quantic not panic here and work together and make good pushes together, because if they keep going one by one, you end up feeding more streaks, which will be extremely difficult to get spawn back and anchor positions for the next 2 hills.
Yeah, now Nameless, he's got the War Machine. That's going to come into play. Looks like right now as he's going to defend himself, just, shooting grenades at, every direction he can. But I would like for him to save it towards that garage hard point. He could just hang in one area of the garage and just spam the other. But it looks like Hailstorm Missile will get called in. Doesn't pick up that player inside the hard point, but now you got Quantic worried about the use of score shades. They're going to just be hanging back inside Laundry. Like, look at the minimap. They don't have any presence over near the back fountain right now.
Right, and you see that UNiTE is pushed all the way up into garage, and it looks like they're going to call their streaks in and push through the back of garage and try and take the spawn that way and force spawn Quantic outside of blue.
And there you go. Lightning Strike does get dropped. How many kills does it get? Looks like a bunch of hit markers, but no kills made. That's going to be the War Machine actually picking up a kill there. But Quantic Gaming, they held on to the anchor position just fine right there. So maybe a misuse or, I guess, unlucky score streaks from UNiTE Gaming right there. But quite frankly, I don't think they really care, as they're still up by 100 points.
Right, and right here, if you're UNiTE Gaming, you want to be very cautious as to not feed the other team's streaks back, so they can take the middle hill and the next hill after that.
And to be fair, these are the 2 hard points where we do see teams start to build a comeback, because you're just so confident. You're like, I got all the score streaks in the world. I can do whatever I want. But you end up feeding the other team's score streaks to defend themselves and also use aggressively.
Yeah, this map is extremely easy to just lose track of time and how many pushes you're making, and just get together and make good pushes, because of the way the map is so open that it's extremely important to keep track of who's pushing where and when, and not to flood and just give the other team streaks for easy kills.
Impressive kill there from Flawless, as he was able to take out Nameless. As Quantic Gaming, they still have quite a deficit to overcome here, but it's going to be Flawless here being the roaming submachine gun guy. He's cleaned up Assassin inside the hardpoint, and for Quantic Gaming, Assassin, he's not the player you want inside there, but they just need every point they can, so they're just throwing bodies at the hardpoint at this moment.
Yeah, at this point, they're really just flooding the hard point. They really should be focused on getting 1 or 2, maybe 3 really good attempts to break the hard point before flooding in. And right now, there's just a little lack of communication that they're just not pushing it all together at once.
And right now, Quantic, they would love to just cut their losses, rotate to the middle hardpoint, but they can't. They need every single point here. Now UNiTE Gaming, they are within 10 seconds from closing out Slump's hardpoint and taking the lead here in Pro Scrims 4-3 in map count. I mean, it's looking good. Ricky unable to get score streaks there, but you guys, teammate Embos, who's going to close it out here. So UNiTE Gaming, they are going to win Slump's hardpoint 250 to 112. That is some pretty dominating fashion.
Yeah, that was an impressive map from UNiTE Gaming, and I really believe it was all about those white wall junk hills and the garage hills. They held almost both hills for 60 seconds. I believe the first time they held white wall for a full 60, and then the second time they either contested or held garage for a full 60. So
wow, Parasite, 28-19, going off for his team, leading the way for UNiTE Gaming there on Slum's hardpoint. But we're going to go into a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to see if they could close out Pro Scrims. It's going to be their best game type, Search and Destroy, coming up next.